Okay, so good morning, good Christmas morning, everybody. So I'm just showing you the aftermath of, let's see, it rained on Monday, so this is 2 days after a decent rain and how the pine vines held up. Those are urine spots, I think, right there, / maybe water, I'm not sure. There is about, let's see, I put, like a yard, about a yard and a half, yard and 3/4 in here. The first time, that middle spot, my horse actually took the dry material on the outsides that I had, and as she moved around, she walked it into that middle and kind of mixed it up. So I was able to dig that middle part out before we put the next load in here. So I was able to dig all that nasty crap out of the middle, and was able to then put 2 more yards in here. So there's probably about 3.5 yards in this stall, and she lives in a 12 by 24, I think. Yeah, she lives in a 12 by 24. So this is what it looks like. As you can see from the hoof prints and such, she moves around quite a bit, and moves it everywhere. So I'll have to come back and kind of bring some of that in the middle. I want to wait till obviously it completely dries, as far as it completely drying out from whatchamacallit, from whatever. But as you can see from this empty stall next to her, that's what it looks like without the pine vines. And this is what, and so if you can imagine, this would all be mud and gross spots and water spots and all that crap. I'll show you guys her feet in a second and how her feet have held up from this, but I'm pretty excited about it. Like, even this is only a little bit damp. It's not like wet. And this stuff is under her shelter. She has a partially covered stall here. But even this stuff that's out here is, not even damp really. It might be a little bit damp, but that's not bad. And it still feels like it's cushiony too, which I really like. I'm actually really liking the fact that it's really cushiony. It creates a really nice padded area for her. I have her in the round pen right now because I haven't seen her in a few days. Because holidays and work and all of that makes it a little bit interesting to get out here. So she and I are definitely going on a very specific workout regimen as of next year. I don't normally do New Year's resolution crap, because I think too many people don't, they use it as an excuse to try to start something and never finish it. But I am definitely wanting to dedicate this next year, this next starting month, to getting better shape myself and getting her in shape and getting my dogs in better shape. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna, even though technically it's still supposed to rain, I'm gonna put more copper tox in her feet. I've actually noticed really good things from this. I also, yes, I use 2 different hoof picks. I use this one that has a brush on it. Helps to clean out her feet. The tip of this is not my favorite because it's so wide. Can you see that? It's so wide. As opposed to like this one. That's really narrow, so it gets a lot deeper. Cleans it out a lot better. But the copper tox stuff, the cool part about it is that it creates a barrier to protect against moisture, which is something that I really needed, obviously, because of the fact that it was going to be raining and all of that. I definitely needed something that was going to protect her, as opposed to, you know, do the other things. So now we're gonna move her around a little bit more. I think I left my whip out here, and it's gotten into the hands of everybody else and it's disappeared. Which is fine. Yeah, I didn't put it back in here. That's what I get for not putting my shit away, because I lose it. Anyway, so we are going to move her around a little bit more, get some of that energy out, and then I might work on wash rack stuff with her a little bit more, and then clean her feet out, put copper tox in, and call it a day. I'm gonna do it in her stall as opposed to over at the tie rack or the hitching rail, because it's still muddy and gross everywhere, and I'd like to do it when it's like semi-dry in her stall. So that's what we're going to do. So that's kind of what I'm doing to treat her thrush and to treat her whatchamacallit. This is why you get muck boots, so you can walk through puddles and not care. Why? Why did you only do it on one side? Stop! What the hell was that? Hey, what the hell was that? Why did you only get dirty on one side? I don't understand. Why don't you get the other side? If you're gonna do it, at least do it evenly. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, so this is what her feet look like now. This is her front right foot. This is what her feet look like now from the underside. As you can see, her frog is growing back in. There's a little bit of dead tissue in there still. This is after I've cleaned it out. There was manure in here, but now I'm going to put some of the copper tox in there. Oh wow, hello. Sorry, apparently I needed to clean my thing. Stuff fuzzy everywhere, oh well. Well, I think that was a extremely productive day. Her feet look really good. I don't know. Oh hey, a kitty cat. Interesting. Her feet look really good. I think that I have found something else for us to work on besides besides what we've been working on. Hey kitty kitty. Creepy kitty. Anyway, I have found something else for us to work on. Well, another aspect of what we've been working on. She pulls back really bad in the wash rack, and we've been working on, so there's 2 wash racks, and I used to put her in the one on the right all of the time, and she kept pulling back and having an issue, so it was always like I'd get her in there and then try to get her to stay. Basically it was get in, get what I needed to get done, and get the heck out, so that we weren't, oh there's my crop, so that we weren't spending a lot of time there. You know, just so that we weren't spending a lot of time there, and you know, making because both of our anxiety was so high just because she's pulled back so many times. It just freaks me out because it freaks her out. But she, putting her on the right side is we can walk in there and we'll and she'll stand there for a little while pretty quietly, and then she backs out very quietly. However, I tried the other side today because I was like, okay, I want to do it twice, and I want to do it twice to end on a good note, kind of a thing. And she, whatchamacallit, she did pretty good at first. She hesitated a lot more with the other side, with this new side, than she did with the other one. But I didn't quite expect her, I think, to hesitate that much, just because I didn't think it was any different than the other side. But thinking about it, I noticed I was more anxious about that side. So I guess that makes sense, is that if I'm going to be anxious about it, she's going to be anxious about it. I was able to work on it with her a little bit. Only thing about that copper talk stuff, side note, only thing about it, if you're going to get it, be prepared. It does not smell great. I don't really mind the smell, per se. But it does have a smell, and it can stain your hands. I don't know if you can see, but my hands are a little green in some spots. And that's pretty mild. Last time I did it, it was green everywhere. So just so you know, if you get the copper talk stuff, it works really well. I'm noticing really good things from it. I'm noticing that her feet seem a lot healthier, that her feet seem, I think there's still some thrush in there. I don't think we've kicked it. She's had it for a while, so I don't think we've kicked it. But since she's had it for so long, she's had the thrush for so long, at this point it's gonna take time. But what I like about it, what I like about the copper talks is it creates that protective barrier so no more moisture can get in there. So hopefully it's getting in there and killing all of that thrush. I honestly think that it is. Getting rid of it. I think it's just, like I said, slow. It's a process. I think in her front feet, because what I'm digging out, I'm not digging out any other black stuff, which is the thrush. I'm not digging out a lot of black stuff, so I'm hoping that it's kind of getting in there and getting rid of it, if it's not already gotten rid of it. My farrier, when is she? I don't think she's coming out until earlier in January or something like that. So maybe I have to check that, actually. I have to check that. But the next time my farrier comes out, that's obviously one of the first things that we check for. I'm hoping that when she comes, she says that it's either gone or it's a lot better than it was. Either way, I'm hoping for that. That would be great. But yeah, so that will be cool. Her frogs are growing back in really nicely. There's a lot more frog in there than there was before, so I'm glad that that's happening. And even the outside of her feet just looks so much healthier and so much better. So I'm really excited to see how this keeps progressing, keeps getting better. So yeah, so that's that. Thought I would share that with you guys. So now I'm going to go home and hang out with my husband and the dogs for a little while, and then we're going to go over to my parents' house, and we're going to open presents there and hang out with family. We're going to go see a movie, the whole thing. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Happy holidays.